Chapter 22. In the Emporium. In this chapter, the Invisible Man becomes trapped in the Omniums, a closed establishment. He plans to stay hidden until closing time, hoping to obtain clothing and food afterwards. As the shop closes, he successfully acquires clothing, food, and blankets. During the night, he dreams about his recent experiences and contemplates his plans for escape and survival as an invisible man. When he wakes up the next morning, he hears voices in the store and realizes he is not alone. He quickly tries to escape, but is spotted by the shop assistants. A chase ensues throughout the store, with the Invisible Man using various objects to deter his pursuers. He manages to discard his visible clothing, rendering himself completely invisible once again. He evades capture and hides in the bedstead storeroom. After eavesdropping on the shop, assistants discussing his actions, the Invisible Man attempts to devise a plan to retrieve his stolen items from the store. However, realizing the difficulty of the situation, he decides to leave the store with only vague plans in mind. Feeling frustrated and exasperated, he ventures back out into the snowy streets, unsure of his next course of action. Chapter 23. In Drury Lane. After leaving the shop near Drury Lane, the Invisible Man recounts his experiences dealing with the challenges of invisibility, such as avoiding inclement weather and staying clean to remain unseen. He explored the slums near Great Portland Street to find clothing and disguises, being careful to avoid crowds near the location of the house he had burned down. Eventually, he discovered a shabby shop near Drury Lane that sold costumes and accessories. The shop owner, who had a hunchback, provided the perfect opportunity for the Invisible Man to steal clothes and disguises. However, the hunchback eventually noticed him, leading to a tense confrontation. The Invisible Man managed to subdue the hunchback, tie him up, and make use of the shop for his own disguises. During a conversation with Kemp, the Invisible Man expressed his disillusionment with the drawbacks of being invisible. Simple tasks like eating became challenging due to the inability to reveal his invisible face. He also pondered the futility of pursuing power, fame, or love when he could never truly be seen. Despite these challenges, he planned to continue his experiments and return to Iping for his notes. The Invisible Man also shared his frustration with people who interfered with his plans, making everything more complicated. He harbored anger towards those who crossed his path, leading him to become more desperate and unpredictable. Although Kemp listened to his frustrations, he remained cautious about the potential consequences of assisting the Invisible Man. Chapter 24. The Plan That Failed. In this chapter, Kemp and the Invisible Man discuss their plans. The Invisible Man had initially intended to leave the country and head south to France to escape detection. However, now that his secret is known, he must change his plans. He reveals that his books and belongings are in the possession of a tramp who tried to rob him and is now in the town police station. The Invisible Man realizes that he needs help and a confederate to achieve his goals. He proposes a plan to establish a reign of terror by taking control of a town, issuing orders, and killing anyone who disobeys or opposes him. Kemp is hesitant about this plan and urges the Invisible Man to consider sharing his discovery with the world instead of resorting to violence. Suddenly, they hear footsteps approaching Kemp's house, and the Invisible Man becomes alert. He suspects that someone might be coming to arrest him. Kemp tries to distract him by engaging in conversation, but the Invisible Man senses that someone is coming upstairs. In a sudden move, Kemp tries to intercept the Invisible Man, who starts to disrobe to become invisible again. Kemp manages to lock him inside the study, but the Invisible Man attacks him and escapes from the room. He knocks down Colonel Adi, the chief of police, and flees from the house. Kemp is left stunned, realizing that the Invisible Man has evaded capture and that their encounter is far from over.